A few days ago, my friend hid 5 items in each of the 5 elements: earth, wind, water, fire, and space. If found, each of these items could be individually turned in for money, but if someone miraculously managed to acquire all 5 of them, they would receive some sort of special prize. Nobody knew what this prize was, but I needed it. These items can be at any Y level in the 3 dimensions, which meant that I'd be searching across 23 billion possible hiding locations. Although nothing about this task seemed possible, maybe it was. So I quickly entered the end and defeated the dragon. This server is only 5,000 blocks wide, and while other players desperately searched for the more accessible earth and water items, I was trying to secure the only elytras on the server. If I was going to find all 5 of these items, I would need some way to quickly travel across the world. With every elytra on the server now in my inventory, I headed back to the main end island to grab the dragon egg, but for some reason when I clicked it, it fell right into the portal. Unsure if it was in the overworld or if it had glitched through, I decided to check underneath. Hey guys. Guys! Oh my gosh! Guys! I found the space item! Vortex, the guy who had hid these items, had written a series of dots and dashes on this one.
I don't think you can see the full message, no? Or you can.
It's at least part of it.
Dash, 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 dash. Wait, open it up again, open it up again.
Oh, 1094.
But what could 1094 mean? With little idea of what was in store for me, I decided to log off for the night. At first glance, these hints would be incredibly helpful in my search, but there's a huge issue. If even one other server member gets their hands on an item, the grand prize would be practically impossible for me to get. After all, they could stash it somewhere thousands of blocks out, or, even worse, put it in an ender chest. With no other options, I decided to search late into the night. I don't think you understand how badly I need this grand prize. This is my school's Minecraft server, but we all just graduated high school, which means that this is probably the last time that any of us will be playing on this server together. It's honestly just a feeling that I can't explain. I just really need to get all 5 of these items. So, that night I burned down hundreds of jungle trees to try and uncover the location of the earth item, but I wasn't the only one doing so. The server was bustling with players, and I could tell that everybody else was also trying to find the remaining items. One of my teammates decided to snoop around in the voice call that these players were talking in, and that's when I received some bad news.
Bro, he's in there telling them to burn down the forests and look through the coral reefs, like leaking cords and things, and I'm like, bro, there's no way.
Which was unfortunate because the player who was doing this was actually someone who we thought was part of our team. Even though I now genuinely believe that nobody on the server could be trusted, this wasn't even the worst news. Apparently a player named Dean had somehow found the nether item, and if this was really true, I was in for a whole lot more than I originally expected. I panicked, and in the heat of the moment, I decided to try to flat out lie to Dean.
Yo, Dean.
Hello?
I have some bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah?
So you know that little item you found in the nether today? That's not the actual item. If I could somehow convince Dean that the nether item was still out there, I knew that there was the possibility that he'd be willing to give me the actual one. So, what are you gonna do about that nether item?
I don't know. I guess we'll just hop back in the nether and find the real one. Maybe we'll find it. I don't know. Maybe you'll find it before me.
Maybe. But, as close as Dean was to believing me, he was still hesitant to bring his item anywhere near spawn. For now, I would have no choice but to move on. There were still 3 items waiting to be found, and I decided to tackle the ocean one, which was known to be hidden somewhere in a coral reef. My current strategy involved submerging myself and then using doors to recharge my air bubbles, but I had a new plan. Conduits. When activated, they allow players to breathe underwater in a radius of up to 96 blocks. However, the crafting recipe for them is actually quite difficult, so I began searching across the world for drowned in hopes of getting 8 nautilus shells.